So welcome to day 10 of Vlogtober. Today I'm going to be doing a makeup look inspired by this tree that is right outside of my home. It is gorgeous every single year, and this year is absolutely no exception. It has been the most beautiful fiery shades of orange and red, and it just keeps getting better with each passing day. And so today I'm going to create a makeup look inspired by those colors. So I'll be using the Juvia's Place Masquerade palette, as well as my Sailor Moon palette from ColourPop. And to start with, I'm going to line my brows. I use this e.l.f. pencil. It's their ultra precise brow pencil, and I use this to kind of underline my eyebrows and define them. I do fill in the very ends of my eyebrows with this product because my brows at the end are very sparse, and the second part of my eyebrows I do the front part with a brow cream, but I find the brow cream doesn't stick to just plain skin, which is what I mostly have at the end of my eyebrows. So I use this pencil to fill in the ends and kind of give it a little bit of a deeper outline, and then go in with the brow cream and blend the two together for a really nice natural look. So this is the Morphe brow cream in almond. I apply it with a little angled brush that has an angled brush on one end and a spoolie on the other. And I use that to fill in the front half of my eyebrows where I have significantly more hair than I do in the back half of the eyebrow, and then I blend the two together. I should also mention that in this video, many of these clips are sped up just to keep this video a little shorter, so it's a little easier for you to watch. I took about 30 minutes, I'd say, total doing this makeup. The next product I'm going to use is the e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer. This is the white one. I really love it. I put it on with this little synthetic kind of blending brush. It's a dense little synthetic brush, and it applies the product really well. You could use your fingertip with it as well. I just find it goes on quicker and a little more gentle for my eyelid if I use this brush. So we're going to go in with the eyeshadow now. We are going to start with the Juvia's Place palette. We're going to use the color Ada. It's kind of a wine tone. It's reddish, but very warm. I'm going to use a little kind of packing brush. I use a lot of Morphe eye brushes. They're very affordable. You can get lots of different shapes and styles for not a lot of money. I'm just putting that into the crease of my eye and blending out the edges. And once I get one layer on with the edges blended out, then I will go back for a little more and just deposit a little more of the color without as much blending straight into the crease. So now the second color I'm going to use is this dark brown. It's called Fulani, and I'm going to put that in the crease of my eye, concentrate it a little deeper in the socket, and blend it out into the red, but not all the way to the edge. So I'm just using it to create depth in the look. I'm taking a little bit more of that dark brown and just putting it on the outside corner of my eyes. That's the Fulani, just for a little extra depth there. So now we've got the Sailor Moon palette out. We're going to use these two colors in the bottom corner, Justice and Tuxedo Rose. Justice is yellow and Tuxedo Rose is kind of a peach. I'm doing Tuxedo Rose first. I'm putting that kind of on the center part of my eye. It's meeting up with that dark brown in the corner. I'm creating a gradient where it's darker from the corner and lighter towards the inside of the eye. This little gadget is wonderful for switching out colors. It has like a rough textured sponge inside of it and just grabs the eyeshadow right out of your brush without having to wash your brush or wet it at all. Now I'm taking Tuxedo Rose and patting that on. I have switched out to a flatter brush to pat the color on versus blend the color. So I'm just putting that on, about 2 layers of that. ColourPop's products are a little less pigmented because they're a little more affordable and they're a little softer in texture, so you do have to be careful, you might end up with some fallout. So now back to the Juvia's Place palette. We're going to use, that one is Giza, Dahlia, and we're also going to use Calabar a little later. But that Giza color, oh man, that is a great color. I have hit pan on that color. I anticipate using every last bit of it. It is just this beautiful champagne shimmer. I'm putting it on my brow bone to highlight right underneath my eyebrow. And then I'm going to put a little bit of Dahlia right underneath that to help marry the edges of that red color from before, which was the Aria, and marry that together for that nice blend. Then I'm taking a little more Giza and putting it on the inside corner of the eye just to create some brightness, kind of make the eyes look open, and then putting it on the inside of my eyelid as well, up to the brow, just for kind of a highlighting effect. So you can see everything is just seamlessly blended together now. Now I'm patting on a little bit of that Calabar color just on the outside corner. It's like a shimmery copper red, just to blend, add depth, kind of smoke it out a little bit more. I really love how these warm colors make my eyes pop. I'm going to go to my foundation. I'm using, this is Maybelline Dream Satin Liquid. It's a very hydrating serum foundation. The color I use is Porcelain Ivory. I just use like pump and a half. I don't want a ton of coverage with this. I'm trying to remind myself that less is more when it comes to skin that's getting a little more mature. So just patted that on and I'm blending it out with a little synthetic blending brush. Sometimes lately I've also been using my fingertips as long as they are clean. Kevin Aquan, great legendary makeup artist, he always said your 10 best tools are right at the ends of your hands. So don't be afraid to use them fingertips as long as they're clean to blend your makeup. So I've got the foundation on, then I'm going in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer, the Camo Concealer. Love those products. I have a fair warm shade as well as a fair beige. The fair warm I use under my eyes. It's a little more yellow based. And then I go back with the fair beige for anything on the face that I want to have a little extra coverage for. And I'm blending it with a dense synthetic brush. You could easily be using beauty blenders for a lot of these liquid products. I've just found beauty blenders, they're great, but you do need to wash them a lot to keep them clean, and washing them wears them out. They get tears, they get pits, they crack. They're just not as durable as a good synthetic brush. So, and I find it's easier for me at least to hold a brush instead of a sponge. If you have any issues with grip, sometimes the handle of a brush is just easier to hold on to. brushes hold up so much better to washing versus sponges. And you should be washing your beauty blenders all the time, and nobody does. And that's gross. Alright, then I'm going to set everything with the translucent Fit Me powder from Maybelline. I always want to call it Fight Me powder, but it's Fit Me powder. And just a synthetic powder brush. Just patting that on all over just to set everything, because now I'm done with cream products. Now I'm going to contour with my Wet n Wild contouring palette. Using a little synthetic brush, I'm going to apply this up here in my temples to kind of help create some dimension for cheekbones. I kind of blend it up into my hairline, and then I'm going to blend under my jaw to create definition, because I have kind of a soft jawline, so I like to create that illusion that I have a little bit more definition there than I do. Now I'm using one of my ColourPop Sailor Moon blushes. This is the one that is the peachy one with the sparkles. It's called Cat's Eye. And I am really, really glad that I invested in this Sailor Moon collection, because I've used a ton of these products. I really love them. I'd say my least favorite product from the Sailor Moon collection was probably the lip, and that's just because it's not very pigmented. And I just put that on the apples of my cheeks. I'm going in with my L'Oreal Bambi Eyes mascara. I am getting down to the end of this tube of it, and I love it. I have not found a drugstore mascara that I've enjoyed in a long time. This one has one of those synthetic brushes, has all the little nubs, grabs my very fine, wispy eyelashes, gives them a lot of definition without a lot of weight. I just love it. The formula has been great, doesn't irritate my eyes, doesn't end up all over my face, doesn't smear easily. I just love it. It's been a great mascara, and I'm glad that I bought another tube already, so I'm ready to crack open a new one because I'm almost done with this one. Here you'll see the rare image of a right-handed Holly. I am a left-handed person, so you can see how I have no idea how to hold things in my right hand. It's very foreign to me. I don't know how folks do it. I'm such a left-handed person. With everything but scissors. I cut with scissors with my right hand. I don't know why. Just the way it is. So this is the LA Girls Perfect Precision Lip Liner in Blushing. It's just a perfect nude for me. And when I line my lips, I start from the inside and work my way out. Then I go to the other inside and work my way out. If you try to draw one line continuously over your whole lip, you'll get wider as you go. So it's better to go from the inside to the out, inside to the out. Do it in kind of 4 lines instead of one big one across the top and the bottom, because you're going to steer bigger as you get towards the other side. And then you'll end up with lopsided lips. Now I'm using my Beauty Bakerie. Oh, I love these. The Beauty Bakerie liquid lipsticks. I think they're called Lip Whips. It is the Ginger Snap color. I really love the doe foot applicator on this. It's very precise. The product is just beautiful, glides on so nicely. It's very concentrated. The first few times I wore this, I wore too much and had kind of texture problems with it. Once I realized I was just over applying, I stopped putting so much on and it worked out better. So that is most of the look, although I, in a few moments here, realized that I didn't put a highlight on, and you'll see me here in a second remember that I'm supposed to put a highlight on. Oh, yep, there it is. Alright, so I go back to my Juvia's Place palette. I'm just going to use a little bit of Giza. I told you I really love that color. It's just gorgeous. The formula is perfect. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that on my cheekbones for a highlight with a little synthetic brush. Some people use a fan brush. Just figure out what works for you. Some people use their fingertips. That's the cool thing about makeup. Figure out what works best for you. So there we go. Now I'm even taking a little extra of that Giza, patting it onto the inside corner of my eyes for just a little pop of highlight. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I run out of that color. I really love it. That's the whole look. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope you get out there and enjoy some of this beautiful fall weather. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you for day 11. Bye-bye.